of course, my father referred to as his beloved island. This island and this cottage bring back many memories for me. I was born here in August of 1914, and we spent many happy, wonderful summers here. My brothers and my sister, my mother and my father. My father taught us to sail out here on the Passamaquoddy Bay in the Bay of Fundy, and my mother took us on wonderful hiking trips and picnics on many of the beaches of this island. We hope that you will enjoy the cottage. We hope that you will enjoy the many trails that the Commission has built through our woods, up on Friar's Head, down to the beaches, across the Herring Cove, out to the duck ponds on the southern tip of the island. It's a beautiful part of this wonderful Atlantic coast, and we all hope that you will enjoy it very, very much.
So we just finished watching the short presentation of what is Roosevelt
Campobello.
sa tawag ni Roosevelt Cottage all about. So, kale ni ma'am. Ano sa man ni? Food?
When it starts, I'll give you a little introduction to the family and the house. This was the entire Roosevelt family. And this photo was taken in 1920 right out here on the front doorstep. We have FDR, of course, Mother Sarah, Eleanor, the kids from oldest to youngest. Anna was the oldest and the only girl. Then it was James, Elliot, Franklin Jr., John. Franklin Jr. and John look almost like twins, but there is a year and a half between them.
Okay.
And the dog's name is Chief.
Chief.
Now, the painting up over the mantle, that was one of FDR's favorites. It actually hung in the Oval Office the entire time FDR was president. The ship that you see there is the CSS Florida. It was a Confederate warship. It was known as the Terror of the High Seas because in 2 years it sunk 37 Union ships. Now this room was kind of like the playroom, game room for the Roosevelts. Lots of little indoor games here for when the weather wasn't good. But if it was nice and sunny like today, they would be out playing croquet or fishing or playing tennis. There was a tennis court right out here. Very active family. Now you folks will be going through the cottage with Allison. Please don't touch anything. You can look all you want and enjoy your tour.
Sure, thank you.
This addition was added on by two little steps in the next doorway. So with his like braces and canes, he was the kind of stay down on the first floor. So while he's here, this was his office, his reception area. This is where he would have greeted his guests as well. So when he came back as president, Secret Service used James's bedroom. And FDR would have stayed here in the tutor's room. Had nice access up there to the porch. The wallpapers throughout the house, these are identical reproductions of the originals. The parts had them done shortly after they opened, kind of room by room, because it cost a fortune. So they're still pretty old, late 60s, early 70s, but these are just how they're supposed to look. Up here we have a photo that Franklin took when he was just 18 years old. This is here on Campobello. He took it with an early panoramic camera. You might have noticed it down on the shelf. Yeah, in the front room. It was all clear cut by the Campobello company, so anybody that bought a lot could get a beautiful view of the water. So it's grown up a little bit. Looks like this now.
Oh wow, it's perfect view. Oh wow.
So that is Eastport, Maine. This is
Oh,
how the
yeah.
American summer folks would get to the island back then. Often trains up the East Coast, so they're finally 2 or 3 days later in Eastport, and then just boated over to Campobello. The Roosevelt's caretaker was a boyhood friend of Franklin's that he met when he was little, so he kept an eye on the house, and he would be the one that would pop over to Eastport and bring the family over.
Oh, okay.
So July, August, a little bit of September, just like vacation is now, is when they were here. We have a guy working on a balcony up there.
They're working
so
on
he
it,
needs a
that's
way
right.
up and down to the balcony. We're getting all new decks outside. Old house always needs lots of work. Now the telescope belonged to Franklin, and he used it truly as a spyglass. He knew the local boats. Eastport was very, very busy. It was the second biggest port in the United States back then. First, of course, being New York City. Next one in line was Eastport. So lots of activity up there, and Franklin really did love everything to do with it. And in this room, this is the only one that we can't go off the brown runners, because we have a very old oriental rug out on the floor.
Oh, okay.
That's still the original?
Yeah.
Asa, ma'am?
Yeah, we have some nice
On
silver
rug?
screens that you'll see through the cottage too. Franklin's granddad, Warren Delano, that's how he made his money. Way, way back in the 1830s, was in the Oriental trade.
Is that original?
What, honey?
That one is the original.
This one, this old rug.
Is that
Just about everything in the house you're gonna see for furniture, like their dishes and toys and stuff, were really the Roosevelts. All the plastic food you're gonna see, not original, okay? This is what they call the butler's pantry. This is where they could make some drinks and plate the food out into the dining room. There is an ice chest in here, which I think is really cool.
Oh.
Down in the States, they had prohibition for a long, long time, so they could bring their American dollars to Canada and have a real good time, right? Nice big kitchen, huh? So their cook, their cleaning ladies, the laundry girls, they were all local islanders that would come up and work for them every summer. And then they, of course, made very good friends. The Roosevelts were very, very friendly. They come in 1933. They're a gift from Franklin's mother to commemorate his first trip back after he became president. The stove was made in Canada, so it wasn't made for him. But certainly she bought it because the model name is president.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I just see her flipping through catalogs and be like, oh, I look at that. So the cook's daughters.
So that's the laundry area?
yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Yes.
Here's another like little kitchen. This is where all their dry goods, that big box under the window, that's their refrigerator. That was their ice chest. So kind of like a little prep kitchen there. The window in the wall, it's original to construction, and they use them a lot in tenement houses, and they're to let the light flow through into narrow hallways. So some people call them robber windows. This is where our telephone and our water cooler is, and all our cleaning supplies. So if you want to dust, I can get you a duster.
Are we gonna go up? Wow.
So in total, there's 18 bedrooms.
18 bedrooms?
18,
Wow.
yes. 2 downstairs, there's 12 on this level. Third floor is 2 guest rooms, 2 maids' rooms, and another bathroom. Third floor has never been open to the public. It's up in the peak, so fire regulations keep it closed. Bedroom right there with the nice blue bedspread. That is the master bedroom. That is where their 5th child, Franklin Jr., was born in August of 1914. He came a bit early. It's also the room Franklin falls ill to polio in 1921. Not knowing what it is, Eleanor just kind of, they quarantine, and she moves over to the day bed and becomes his nurse. Good friend and later political advisor, Louis Howe. He's here with his family. He moves into the room just down the hall. Used to serve as a nursery, so there's an adjoining door there. So Louis and Eleanor were right handy to take care of Franklin that summer. The staff that brought with them from Hyde Park were nurses and nannies to help out with the kids, and they stayed down on that end as well. So I'm going to send you that way, and then we'll go this way.
What is that?
I was just like a flower.
What? What, Shane? Be careful. Ooh. Yeah. There's a lot of rooms. Nursery. Shane, go.
Ang nanay sa taas. Ito may bisita sila ba?
You let go.
So yeah, she moves into this one, and she comes and visits Campobello right up until the year she dies in 1962. So we have pictures of Anna. See, she was their daughter. There in the middle, look, she's on a horse. They used to borrow horses from the neighbors just across the road. A family by the name of Cochran built a big barn and stable as well. So any of the cottagers or the folks at the hotel could go and borrow a horse. So that's why we figure Anna picked this room. To watch the horses in the field.
Yeah. Here, that's just a King's Landing.
This is their little schoolroom.
School. Ooh.
Even though they were on vacation, Monday through Friday, they still had a few lessons every morning.
Oh,
On their
okay.
second languages, any trouble areas they may have been having. Anna and James were the oldest, so that's who was up here in this room with the tutor. Before the addition, it was just a little sitting room at the end of the house. So this is where the family added on, and under the ramp downstairs, it looks just like this. So there's 2 steps coming down, okay? Watch your step.
Watch your step.
So then their son Elliot would use this bedroom. Another nice full bath. It's up in the attic, gets very hot, and the hallways are very narrow, so it's actually the firefighters won't let us take people up there. It's fire regulations, it's not enough space.
Fire
for
hazard.
safety. Yeah, for safety. It's
Ma'am,
wicked hot. up
tanaw
there, I
lang,
swear.
ma'am.
But up over those stairs were the nurses and
Timbangan.
nanny's room, and this was the nursery for the boys.
Oh.
Isn't that pretty? They're not very, the
Shine.
mattresses are okay. They're pretty hard, aren't they? They're made from cotton batting and horsehair. So again, we are so spoiled. with
Yeah,
our
right
beds
now.
today. They didn't
all
know any
advanced.
better. They thought that was fine, but I would never sleep on something that hard. So yeah, these 2 boys, they're really the reason for the big addition. So this was their nursery. This is where they like to play. Babies could crawl on the floor. Take them out on the balcony. That's where the ladder goes, is to this little, I'll show you out the window. See? There's a nice little balcony out here that they're fixing. So if you guys come back to Campobello another time, we get
Yeah.
to take you out on the balcony when it's all fixed, okay? Nice place for the nannies to rock a fussy baby.
Yeah.
Take a little break. Now the coolest piece in the house that's not quite Roosevelt is the plane over there on the floor. That is called for Jenny. She's the kind of plane they've flown prior to World War I to train combat pilots.
Oh.
And the Curtiss JN4 actually trained 95% of combat pilots for World War I in the U.S. She is made of rice paper and balsa wood. She was made by Roosevelt cousins, and these guys got to help fix it many, many times. The name of the family was Adams, and they were related through the Delano side. If you travel the island at all while you're here, well, you came from obviously the ferry.
Yeah.
So when you're coming here, on your left, there was a big field and like a big log cabin just before you get here. In those early married years, though, they had 6 kids in a span of 10 years. She lost one. Certainly, they didn't know anything about postpartum back then, but I think that's part of it. And also, depression was kind of like a Roosevelt family curse. They all suffered from a bit of depression.
Depression.
And then in
No, Jaden.
1913,
Daw. Daw. President man siya, so maraming girls.
And she kind of redefined all those positions that she had. The watercolor of his parents' place that was next door to this one. That's where Franklin would have spent all of his early years, was over at his mom and dad's cottage. This one was purchased later and given to Franklin and Eleanor as a belated wedding present. That is a closet under the stairs. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Come again.
So you're from Canada side?
Campobello.
Oh, Campobello.
Right here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a
Thank-
little girl.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Ano, sana?